Hello everyone, welcome to Explaining Sales. Today we are going to consider some questions on topics that we have already studied. Now these questions are taken from a book called PowerShell in a Month of Launches. It's a great book, by the way. Now without delay, let's go to the first question. The first question is, are there any commandlets that can redirect output into a file? Now from the previous videos, we have learned that we can use help system and the get commandlet to discover commands. Now the first question is asking for something that can redirect output into a file. So let's go to the cell and try searching for get command noun file. This provides us two results, and if we type or if we get the help system for out file command, out file, it says that this command sends output to a file, and this is what we are looking for. As for now, we will not be using these commands. We will deal with that in the coming lessons. For now, we will focus mainly on the help system and finding commands. Now let's go to the question 2. Can you find how many commandlets are available for working with events? Now if we just type help event, this will give us a lot of result, but if you notice that most of them are functions. So to filter out the commandlets, we know another command, and that is get command event type. So with this, we can narrow the result and get a list of commands that deals with events. Now let's go to question 3. Can you find any commandlets capable of converting other commandlets output into HTML? Now since the question is asking for HTML, let's try searching for HTML, help HTML, and this opens a help file directly. The command name is convert to HTML, and this command converts the output into a HTML file, which we can use any browser to open. Now let's go to question 4. You have learned that aliases are nicknames for commands. What commandlets are available to create, modify, export or import alias? I hope that you already have an answer. We can just do get command alias, and let's just filter for commandlets only, and we get export alias, get alias, import alias, new alias, remove alias and set alias. These are the commands that we can use to deal with aliases. Now let's go to question 5. Is there a way to keep a transcript of everything you type in the cell and save the transcript to a text file? Now we already have an idea that PowerShell commandlets have a good naming conventions, and since the question is asking for transcript, let's try searching for transcript, help transcript, and we can see that we get two commandlets, start transcript and stop transcript. So if we just get help for start transcript, we see that this command creates a record of all or part of the PowerShell session to a text file, and this is the command that we are looking for. Now let's go to question 6. Is there a way to tell get process to tell you the user who started the process? Now from the previous lessons, you already know that get process is used to list all the running processes in your system. So if we just type get process, we see that this result does not include the user that started a particular process. So let's get help for the command help get process, and here we can see that there is this parameter called include username. Let's read more about this parameter. Include username indicates that the username value of the process object is returned with results of the command. So this is probably what we are looking for. If we type get process username, we get that the include username parameter requires elevated user rights. So let's search for PowerShell and run as administrator. Let me make it little bit bigger and type get process include username, and we see that now the result includes the user that started the process. Now let's go to question 7. Examine the help file for the out file commandlet. The files created by this commandlet default to a width of how many characters, and is there a parameter that would enable you to change that width? Let's get help for the out file command. And at a first glance, we see that there is this parameter called width. Let's read more about this parameter. Instead of scrolling, what we can do is help out file parameter. Now this parameter specifies the maximum number of characters in each line of output. Any additional characters are truncated, not wrapped. If this parameter is not used, the PowerShell console is 80 characters. So that is the answer for the first question. The default value is 80, and if we want to change the default value of 80, we can use the same parameter, and we can see that this parameter accepts the integer value. So if we want to change the default value of 80, we can use the same parameter. Now let's go to question 8. Can you find out how many processes are running in your system? By now you are familiar with the get process command. If we run get process, we get a list of running processes, but we don't know how many processes are running in our system. And counting this one by one is something we will not do. So PowerShell provides an easy way, and that is get process measure object. And we can see that there are 150 processes running in my system. We have not yet discussed pipelines in our lessons, and we'll cover a lot of details about pipelines and the concept of pipelines in future lessons. For now, understand that pipeline feeds the output of a command as input to another command. Now let's go to question 9. Using both an alias and abbreviated parameter names, what is the shortest command line you could type to retrieve a list of commands with the words processes in their name? Now we have already talked about alias, but another feature of shell is you can abbreviate the parameter names as long as you are clear. As shown in the figure, get processes has 3 parameters that start with I. So if you just provide I, shell will throw out an error. But if the parameter name you provided is -inc, the shell will understand that you are referring to the include username parameter. So if I just do get process -i, the shell throws out an error that says parameter cannot be processed because the parameter name I is ambiguous. Possible matches include ID, input object, include username, information. So if we type get process -inc instead of just I, the shell will not throw out an error and understand that we are referring to the include username parameter. So when using abbreviated syntax, make sure you provide a name long enough for the shell to distinguish individual parameters. As for the answer to the question, now since we are looking for the shortest command line that could retrieve a list of commands with the words process in the name, what we can do is let's get alias for the get command first. Get alias definition get command, and GCM is the shortest form of name we can use for the get command commandlet. So GCM, and we have the name parameter and in abbreviated form NA works, and we are looking for something with process in their names. So let's just type process, and we get the following result. Now let's go to question 10. Test the connection to google.com without using external commands like ping. I'm sure you are familiar with the ping utility, which is used to test network connections, and we use that almost daily. PowerShell also provides similar commandlet that works as ping but with more added options. We will check out that options later. First, let's try searching for command that can be help to us. Since we are dealing with connections, let's just search for connections. Help connection, and in the top we can see that there is this test connection, which is commandlet, and all others are functions. So this is what we are looking for. So if we just type test connection google.com, we pinged Google without using ping. Now let's go to question 11. Make a new alias so you can run NTST to run netstat from a PowerShell prompt. And as you probably know, netstat command is used to list out the active connections that our system is making, or active TCP or UDP connections. Now to make an alias, we have some commands. Now we have already seen the commands that deals with alias. Get command alias, type commandlet. So this new alias is used to make new alias for the current session. So for netstat we can use new alias, name and value stat. Now to test this, we can type NTST and see that our alias is working. Now let's go to question 12. Make a new folder using the new item commandlet with the name myfolder1. So to do that, now first let's check the elf file for the new item command. Now to make a folder, we need to use this item type parameter with the value directory. So what we can do is new item myfolder1 and type is directory. Now if we list the contents of this directory, we can see that myfolder1 is here. You are probably familiar with mkdir command, so you can just use mkdir instead of the new item command. Let me show you. You can see that the mkdir also makes a directory, and it's shorter than the command that we used to make the myfolder1 directory. Now the thing is, in PowerShell, the mkdir is a function that uses the new item commandlet underneath it and adds the type equals to directory parameter for you. So in this video, we have solved some problems and hope you have enjoyed this. Now the key takeaway is, I was not trying to teach you some specific commands, and that will probably take forever. What I was trying to teach you is the methodology. This way you can solve most of the PowerShell problems that comes your way without going out to the internet. So keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.